India is all set to open shopping malls, restaurants as well as places. 2 months of a lockdown, eating at restaurants and offering prayers at religious places will be a reality, but with several riders. In hotels, you will now have to undergo thermal screening at the entrance. Only visitors who are wearing masks will be allowed. Guests will have to declare their medical as well as travel history. Similarly, in religious places also, they will be opening across several states, but the government authorities have issued very strict guidelines to ensure that social distancing norms are not violated. Malls will also have mandatory hand hygiene and thermal screening provisions. All workers and customers will be allowed entry only if they're using face masks. The face masks, in fact, will have to be worn at all times inside the shopping mall as well. Let's go across to our reporters on the ground to tell you what the situation is this morning. We've got Nikhil joining us from Delhi. We also have Nilanshu, who's joining us from Lucknow. Nikhil, to you first. Good morning. Tell us what's the situation. You're standing at a temple there. Do you see a lot of crowds around you? Do you see all the norms being followed this morning? Nikhil, can you hear me? Apologies, we seem to have lost the connection with Nikhil. We'll go across to him in just a bit. Let me take this across in the meanwhile to Nilanshu. He's joining us from the Hanuman Setu in Lucknow. Nilanshu, good morning. What's the situation around you? Are there people who are gathering there at the temple?
Akshita, I am right now standing outside the famous Hanuman Setu temple in Lucknow, and this temple has reopened after over 2 months. You can see that the devotees who are coming to offer prayers have to undergo mandatory thermal screening as advised by the government, and also they are being given sanitizers. No one is being allowed to enter the temple premises. Only the devotees can offer prayer from outside, and from here you can see that Lord Hanuman idol is visible. So a lot of protocols are being followed by the temple administration to ensure that social distancing norms are followed. Also you can see that lines have been made here, and in case there is a gathering, people will have to stand on these lines to ensure that social distancing norms are followed, and there is also police deployment here to ensure that people do not violate the guidelines issued by the government. So all the necessary arrangements have been made by the temple administration here to ensure that people remain safe, and similar arrangements have been made across Lucknow in all the religious places where thermal screening facility and sanitizer facility have been made available by the administration.
Okay, Nilanshu, stay with us. Nikhil is back with us. I also want to introduce Nolan Pinto. He's joining us from Bengaluru. Nikhil, to you first. You are also joining us from a temple in Delhi. Do you see a lot of people who have gathered this morning, or there seems to be very few crowds when compared to usual?
Yes, Akshita, we are right now at Jhandewala Devi Mandir temple. We would like to show you the visuals. See, this is the person who is checking the temperature through the thermal scanner. Also, people have started coming up. Now, these are the queues of the people who are depositing their shoes or slippers. They have started coming from early morning. They have to follow all the guidelines since religious places across the country are opening up from today. And the guideline says that the social distancing is must. We would like to show you the queue of the people. See, these are the markings. These are made by the administration of the temple, which it sorts of explains that people have to stand in a they have to maintain a distance, and also people are also as of now maintaining distance very nicely. We would also like to show you the visuals from backside. Though there are not so many people, but yes, there are some people. They have started coming here since morning. We would like to talk to some of them. मैम, आपसे हम जानेंगे कितने दिनों बाद आप आए हैं?
मैं आज 3 महीने बाद आई हूँ. फरवरी में आई थी, अब आई हूँ.
बहुत सारी गाइडलाइंस दे रखी हैं. आप 3 महीने बाद आ रही हैं. इतने टाइम बाद आप भगवान के दर्शन होंगे. आपको लग रहा है सारी गाइडलाइंस ठीक है, लोग फॉलो करेंगे?
हाँ, नहीं, गाइडलाइंस अच्छी है, सब फॉलो कर रहे हैं. ऐसे अच्छा करेंगे तो माता रानी सब पर कृपा करे.
Okay, so these are the visuals we are showing you from Jhandewala Devi Mandir, and people are clearly following the guidelines as of now. But the actual challenge against the temple administration is to ensure that people do follow the guidelines, directed by the government and the state government. Akshita.
Absolutely. And if we focus on what's really happening in the national capital, Nikhil, the situation is very grim because the number of cases are still on the rise. But at the same time, you've got the national capital opening up in this manner. Nikhil getting us that report from one temple. Let's take a look at another report that my colleague Aishwarya Paliwal filed. This is from the Hanuman Mandir in Delhi.
At the Prachin Hanuman Mandir, the temple doors have finally opened for devotees. The morning aarti is taking place and most of the devotees are extremely emotional and extremely happy that they have finally, after 75 long days, been able to come and take the blessings of Lord Hanuman. Lord Hanuman is also known as the Sankat Mochan. He is someone who is said to take away all your grief and your pain, and he is also said to protect his devotees. As India goes through the COVID turmoil, devotees believe that the need of the hour is for the Lord to give his blessings to his devotees. This is a 1,000-year-old temple, and never in the history of the temple were the doors shut for devotees. But because of COVID, those days were also seen. If you enter a temple, you'll have to make sure that you wear a mask and social distancing is paramount. All these yellow boxes that you see, those are meant for devotees. People will have to stand inside these boxes and maintain social distancing. The offering, also known as prasad, will not be given. Even the tika that people apply on the forehead, they will have to do it themselves. All the precautions are being taken to make sure that temples and religious places do not become a breeding ground for COVID-19. This is Aishwarya Paliwal reporting from the Prachin Hanuman Temple for India Today with camera person Parmendra Sharma.
So going by what our reporters are really telling us from the ground, it looks like all the norms at this point are being followed. Social distancing is there. All devotees seem to be wearing a mask, as well as all the other norms that the government has set out. All of that seems to be followed. Let's go across to Devanshu Tomar. He's joining us from the Bangla Sahib Gurudwara in the national capital. Devanshu, good morning. Tell us what's the situation where you're standing. All norms being followed much like other religious places?
Well, Akshita, very good morning to you, and it's a very good morning to all the devotees, since after 80 days the doors of this Gurudwara have been opened for them. I'm currently standing at Bangla Sahib, and behind me in the pictures you can see this is exactly the lane which goes inside the main area of the Gurudwara, and all the devotees are now going inside since the gates of this Gurudwara have been opened after 80 days. I'm going to talk to one of the authorities who takes care of all the, who manages the things over here. Sir, लगभग 70-80 दिन बाद गुरुद्वारा के दरवाजे खुले हैं, कैसा लग रहा है आपको?
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है जी, हम तो बहुत खुश हैं और हमने परमात्मा का धन्यवाद किया, शुक्राना किया और पूरे गुरुद्वारे में फूलों की सजावट की है, पूरा गुरुद्वारा सुंदर बनाया है और संगत को वेलकम कर रहे हैं हम कि लोग आए और लोगों को शक्ति मिलेगी।
सर, संगत जो आ रही है वो मास्क पहन रही है, क्या उनको लंगर भी मिल रहा है?
लंगर भी मिलेगा, प्रसाद भी मिलेगा, अमृत वो जो अमृत कुंड है जहाँ एक चौबच्चा है गुरु हरकृष्ण साहब का, वहाँ से वो पवित्र जल भी मिलेगा जिससे लोगों में हिम्मत बढ़ेगी, क्योंकि आप टीवी वाले लोगों ने घर बैठाकर लोगों को नर्वस कर दिया। अब बाबा जी के घर आएंगे तो तगड़े हो जाएंगे लोग, उनको पावर मिलेगी, हेल्दी हो जाएंगे तो कोरोना से फाइट कर लेंगे।
Right, so Akshita, as you heard, since after 70-80 days the doors of this Gurudwara have been opened. I'll inform you, since even during lockdown for 1 lakh people the foods were distributed from this particular Gurudwara across the capital. So despite of the lockdown, the people, the in charge over here, they were making sure that all the migrants, all the people who cannot afford their food, they have been given food accordingly. So the condition over here is such that people, the devotees, they are told to wear masks and maintain social distancing as well. Back to you.
So going by what everyone is telling us at this point, yes, all norms are being followed, but the kind of crowds that you usually see in the morning in these religious places, that's definitely come down. So let's take a look also at what the situation is in other cities. Before I take this across to Nolan Pinto, here's a sense of the situation in Karnataka, where malls are reopening markets, dining, restaurants as well as places of worship. With strict adherence to all SOPs that have been laid down by the centre and the state government, the unlock norms will not be applicable to containment zones. Devotees visiting shrines will need to ensure social distancing. There will be no touching of idols, holy books or giving of prasad. Holy water will not be given either. Catholic churches will reopen from the 13th of this month as they need time to implement the new regulations. Eateries have been told to strictly implement social distancing norms and encourage takeaways. Only 50% seating capacity has been allowed at a time. Thermal screening and sanitizer will be mandatory, and while malls reopen, gaming arcades and cinema halls will continue to remain shut. Nolan Pinto is joining us live this morning from Bengaluru. Nolan, in the city now, are all temples, mosques, are all of them open? Because we understand the Catholic churches will remain closed for the next few days.
Well, good morning, Akshita. In fact, you're absolutely right. Churches will only open from the 13th onwards across the state. Now, this is because they received a notification late, and they state that only after following all the rules and regulations, they will open up. They need to keep the people safe. We're now in Malleshwaram. Now, in my background is the Sai Baba temple. Now, no one can enter, like in other places across the nation, without a mask. You can also see one of the devotees over there. He has to use the hand sanitizer. His temperature is also checked. Staggered entry over here. Now, this is not just at this particular temple, but across the city. In fact, I'm going to speak to one of the devotees over here. He's a resident of Malleshwaram, Professor Girish Ramaya. Professor Ramaya, finally, after a very, very long time, temples are open. What do you have to say about the preparations, the precautions taken?
Yeah, I understand that government has given a good procedure for the temples to follow, and it's good that we are getting back to normal. Temples, malls, restaurants, etc. are opening. The engines of economic activities must roar, correct? Okay. Yes, yeah, because we have closed for so many days, and in the interest of the nation and in the interest of the country, we must open up slowly, gradually, and after taking due care and precaution.
Thank you, Professor. In fact, Akshita, this is what most of the devotees and the people over here echo. They say that open everything up, but also take precautions, and that is one of the reasons why over here as well, a lot of precautions being taken. Staggered entry, people are not allowed to enter as it was earlier. Things have changed and people have to get used to the new changes.
And it's good to see that all the norms are being followed. People are cooperating. Authorities are ensuring all rules are being followed that have been laid out by the MHA. I'd like to thank all our reporters for joining us. Thanks to Nolan also for getting us those details from Bengaluru. Let's also tell you now about how Tirumala Tirupati has also opened up now. The famous Lord Venkateshwara temple is all set to open from today. As planned, the first 2 days will be for employees on an experimental basis. On June 10th, the darshan facility will be extended to the local people. This temple will be open for general public on June 11th. The Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam, which administers the hill shrine, has issued a set of guidelines for darshan. Devotees will be permitted to enter the temple between 6:30 in the morning to 7:30 in the evening. Only 6,000 devotees will be allowed per day. 500 devotees can have darshan in an hour. Pilgrims coming from containment zones will not be allowed to enter the temple, even if they have a valid ticket. Devotees will not be allowed to visit the sub-shrines inside the temple complex either.
There is also a central government appeal in the guidelines that people above 65 years and children below 10 years are not to allow to visit the religious places. So kindly, I appeal all devotees, whoever want to come from to have darshan, book online and follow all the conditions and stipulated by the Home Ministry. Wearing of masks is compulsory, and distance, social distance maintaining in the queue line till you have darshan, and to avoid touching people, to avoid touching queue lines and everything. All those conditions stipulated by Government of Andhra Pradesh and stipulated by our TDT also, we have already announced. Kindly follow those guidelines.
Welcome back. Well, days after the Supreme Court, in fact, questioned the plight of migrants, the centre has lined up a mega welfare plan to actually give employment to lakhs of migrants. that are flocking India's hinterland from the mega cities. The centre has now identified 116 districts across 6 states which have seen maximum return by migrants. The government plans to run jobs, social welfare schemes and direct benefit transfer for migrants. Several schemes like Manrega, Skill India, Jan Dhan Yojana, Farmers Welfare, Food Security Law and the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana will be tweaked to accommodate migrants. Several union ministries have been asked to prepare a blueprint also in 2 weeks. Among the 116 districts identified for the initiative, 32 districts are from Bihar, 31 from Uttar Pradesh, 24 from Madhya Pradesh and 22 from Rajasthan. The Supreme Court, which took up the plight of migrants, had on Friday given 15 days to the centre and all states to transport the migrant workers and to develop a mechanism for their registration as well as providing them employment opportunities. Well, a full-blown political war has erupted after Shiv Sena took on actor Sonu Sood, who's been helping several migrants return home. In an editorial in Samna, the Shiv Sena mouthpiece Sanjay Raut has alleged that Sonu Sood is nothing but a puppet of the BJP and that he's been trying to malign the Maharashtra government.
कानून के हाथ और चेरी सिंह की लात दोनों बहुत लंबी हैं भैया जी स्माइल नाम बहुत सुने हम तुम्हारा धन्यवाद छोटू फोटो ले फोटो भैया जी स्माइल
Sonu Sood, known for his villainous roles on screen, has emerged as an unlikely superhero of it. Sonu and restaurateur Neeti Goyal have sent close to 20,000 desperate migrants home during the pandemic by bus, train and even chartered flights. But Sonu's big relief work has angered the Shiv Sena, that's part of the ruling Maha Aghadi government. In an editorial in its party mouthpiece Samna, Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut has hit out at Sonu Sood, calling him a BJP puppet. The Shiv Sena alleges that Sonu Sood was adopted by the BJP to be a front and that he doesn't have any credibility since he charges a fee to mouth dialogues and has portrayed negative characters in films. The editorial also alleges that Sonu Sood has been accused of charging 1.5 crore rupees to promote the BJP on social media. The Sena says that the BJP is using the actor by projecting him as a Mahatma.
हमने सिर्फ बताया कि इतना बड़ा काम जो केंद्र सरकार नहीं कर सकती, राज्य सरकार को लॉकडाउन में बहुत से प्रॉब्लम्स आ रहे थे, तो एक व्यक्ति कैसे कर सकती है? अगर आपके साथ अगर कोई राजकीय यंत्रणा, कोई बड़ी ताकत नहीं हो सकती, तो आप इतना बड़ा काम नहीं कर सकते। ये अकेले व्यक्ति का काम नहीं होता।
The BJP, of course, has hit back at the Shiv Sena, saying that the Sena is getting frustrated and is deflecting attention from the failures of its own government in Maharashtra.
पूरी तरह से सभी फ्रंट पर महाराष्ट्र की सरकार विफल है और अभी उनकी विफलता सोनू सूद पर आरोप करके चुप नहीं सकती, उनको इस बात की जिम्मेदारी लेनी होगी.
Meanwhile, Sena's Aghadi ally, the Congress, has come out in the actor's support.
As far as I know, Sonu Sood is a good friend of mine and he was in touch with me also. I've also arranged trains for him and all. He was trying to help the migrant workers to reach their places, as well as he's not done in Maharashtra. He has been doing in all the little states.
As Maha politics explodes over relief work, have Sonu Sood and his humanitarian gestures become a casualty of politics? More importantly, if people are being helped in their thousands, where's the space for politics at all? With Sahil Joshi in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.